Hello grade 8s and welcome back to Number Patterns 7. In this lesson we are going to find the number of term that has a certain value. It is not in your textbook, so you'll have to pay particularly close attention to this lesson. It's very easy for us to find a value of a sequence or series or a pattern if the term number is low. For example, we know that term 6 would be equal to 20. Where things get harder for many of you is when we do the opposite, when we have to figure out what term equals a certain number. For example, in English, I could write which term is equal to 23. Using this same pattern, it's very easy when we're using small numbers to answer that T7 is the term that will give us 23. The situation becomes a lot more complicated when the term that you're looking for and the number you're looking for is far into the pattern. For example, this question states, which term is equal to negative 439? And most of you won't be able to look at this and write the answer. So we're going to have to use the general rule. Pause the video and spend a few moments right now working out the general rule. If you did your work correctly, you'll see that Tn equals minus 4n plus 9. We are now going to use this general rule to help us solve the problem. So we now have two bits of information. We know that the general rule is negative 4n plus 9, and we know that a certain sequence or number in this pattern is going to equal negative 439. It is very important to note that you substitute this correctly. This is an output. It comes out of the equation, which means it's going to be substituted into the general rule where Tn is located. At this point, it's also important to note that we've set this up correctly because we will find n as our answer, n equals something, and your answer always needs to be n in order to get the term number. That's what n stands for. I am now going to solve using my knowledge of equations. This time it's going to be a little bit harder though. Be very careful when you're combining the integers here to note that you're going to get a bigger number. You can check your work on a calculator. If you do it correctly, you're going to get minus 448 equals minus 4n. And if we think back to what we remember about equations, in order to get this n by itself, we have to divide by minus 4. And remember, whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other side of the equation. Finishing everything off and solving, we're going to discover that the 112th number in this pattern is going to be equal to 439. The best answer that you could write as a solution to this problem, if you were going to answer this question in mathematical notation, would be term 112 or T112. Hope this all made sense. This is the last topic that we are going to be doing with general rules before the chapter is over. Good luck!